Brunch. Okay? The classic markings of someone with far too much privilege and far too little to care about. All right? Um, Whether that was a joke or not, them saying if Hillary was president, I'd be at brunch. I feel like for a lot of people, it wouldn't be. Um, whether that was a joke or not, the sentiment still stands that a lot of people really wouldn't care if Donald Trump was doing, if another president was doing similar things to Trump, um, or in some cases, even worse things than Trump, without necessarily caring and staying in brunch. Lots of these people are desperate to get back to brunch because they feel like, oh, I spent all this time scrolling through Twitter and I have to actually pay attention to politics, and oh, woe is me. I wish I didn't have to pay attention to the most important government on the world and its escapades in overseas bombing children in hospitals all across the world where I just far away from me. Oh, I wish that I wouldn't have to care again. Lots of these people didn't care when that was going on. They genuinely just didn't care. And that's unfortunate. But now that there are so many problems here, and it's happening under a president that's generally just repugnant to most, normal functioning human beings. With that being said, a lot of these problems have been heightened, but not heightened in a way that gets people, motivated to just generally be part of politics. It's just a general disdain for Donald Trump as a human being and holding any political office, and that's it. And that's a problem, right? And it's very true, and I don't want this to get lost. It's very, very true that people have woken up. They don't want to go back to brunch, and they want to fight for what's right in this country. They want to fight for Medicare for all. They want to fight for the stoppage of wage theft. They want to stop for the stoppage of indiscriminate wars all across this country and spending all this time overseas where we've done nothing. Fix our crumbling infrastructure. Fix our crumbling education system. Put money back to where we can get it to people who desperately need it, who have suffered for generations. Under oppression and imperialism and other things. We'd love to do that. We'd absolutely love to do that. But there are lots of people, sadly, who still would like to go back to brunch. And this is the sentiment of someone with far too much privilege on their hands, who wasn't actually genuinely hurt by any of this, who just feels like it's fun to, not even fun, they just kind of like pushed into performatively denouncing these things and getting into politics in a way that just just opposes Trump without actually understanding the fundamentals of these problems. The people who can't and won't go back to brunch are the people who are affected by these policies. The marginalized communities, poor people, people on the edges of society who can't go back to eating brunch because they either can't afford it, literally and metaphorically, or they know that there are more things going on, that the brunch can wait. We can all eat once we're all receive equal equity. Once we all receive equality and equity under the law and in society. And the thing is that a lot of these people, they just never were into it in the first place. The thing is that as a lot of these problems move on and ripple through the country, people are going to have to get away from the brunch table because, once again, they either can't afford it figuratively or literally. I mean, right now, 26 million Americans are struggling to put food on the table for themselves and their family. Millions of Americans across this country are being evicted, right? As eviction courts open back up. Millions of Americans are still unemployed from the pandemic or are now underemployed. Millions of Americans are going to be affected by climate change sometime soon. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of things that we can talk about. And with everything that's going on, they can't afford to go back to brunch, but lots of people are still pushing to go back to sleep. They're already trying to go back to sleep for us. Already trying to go back to sleep. And this is not going to be a repudiation of people taking time out of their day to just unplug for a second, because being in politics is difficult. especially if you're left wing. There are lots of things to care about, so many things that require your attention. Having compassion has never been easy, and being in politics and doing the right thing was never simple, but it's necessary, and someone must do it. I'm never going to boo-hoo, woe is you, boo-hoo, woe is me. I can't believe my life is so hard. My way out of actually genuinely caring about about things in this country and trying to genuinely fix them. But you have to take into account that you have to take a break sometimes. Your personality shouldn't revolve around your political idea. You should, do something else in your life. Do something else. A while ago, I collected little cats. I mean, I didn't personally. An ex gave them to me, but I collected a lot of them, and they're nice. And this one, I forget its name. There's another one. It's like one of those lucky cats. When you put it in the sunlight, its a little motor like does this with its arm. His name is Mushi Mushi. I love him. He's a good boy. I collect plants in my spare time. I love to cook. I'm going to be cooking a pumpkin pie on stream sometime soon. I collect plants. I don't roller skate, but I do skateboard sometimes. I have a longboard at the moment. I'm going to buy a standard board sometime soon, but you should do more things, right? And there's nothing wrong with reading, and there's nothing wrong with eating brunch. It is a little weird. It sounds like a something that really dead inside rich people do, to feel like they're to find the mere semblance of actual genuine human emotion. But there's nothing wrong with just going back to brunch. Joji, thank you so much for that follow. Oh my gosh, and it didn't show up. I'm sorry. Wait, can I? It didn't show up. I turned off widgets for like a second. Can I? Restream chat. I want to play that again so you can actually see your name pop up on the screen. There you are. Thank you so much, Josie XX, for that wonderful follow, for that wonderful subscription. Rated? I've been rated. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the raid. If I've actually been rated, I can't tell. I'm sorry, everyone. Actually, Twitch changed their terms recently that if you raid with a party of less than 5 people, you won't get notified, which is horribly disgusting and shits all over small streamers. But yeah, you will not be notified anymore if you raid with a party of 5 people or less. So I'm so sorry if you raided me. I would really love to I'm sorry, good sir. My good friend Xavier, my good real life friend that I have formed a parasocial relationship, Xavier Zede. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, there's nothing really necessarily wrong with going back to brunch for a moment. You should unplug because you can do a lot of emotional and psychological damage to yourself if all you do is doom scroll, right? But you know what helps out a lot? Actually genuinely being a part of politics. Going out and doing some canvassing. Go out to a rally. Go out to canvass. Go knock on some doors for a local politician you like. That is not doom scrolling. That helps you be a part of politics. Do actual direct action. Direct action is politics. You meet people. You talk to people about their personal experiences, and you get real life human contact with another human being without it just being doom scrolling. You don't have to just doom scroll. Get out and do something. 10% of Americans say that they were physically a part of a BLM rally, and it must be so for me who's went to one, it was exhilarating and hopeful that there are so many people who took time out of their day where people can't afford a $200 emergency, where people have lost loved ones from the federal government declining to take any responsibility or care for the lives of our fellow Americans, my fellow Americans. All of these things that are going on, how bad crony capitalism has gotten, how bad it's become. Still, people have taken time out of their day to go out and protest for something that does, especially white people, that doesn't affect them personally, in the sense that they're not personally being hit with the racism stick every day. That is uplifting, and that can really help out a lot. We don't have to go back to brunch. You shouldn't. You should take the information that you know, understand that this isn't relegated to just Trump, and understand that and take it with you to making a better country. And hopefully once we're done with our backyard, we can effectively help make a better world for those who suffer across the country. Especially from America's fun little escapades we do across the world. But not only that, for other people who suffer under authoritarian regimes, we could do so much. We don't have to go back to brunch. You shouldn't. Just take some time to think about that, huh?